Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone's doing fine and enjoying the rains. Well, I definitely am, and so are my cute little tomatoes. No greater happiness than growing your own vegetables, isn't it? It definitely is one of the best feelings. And plus, you get pesticide-free vegetables too. Perfect. Anyway, so you would have guessed what today's video is about. Tomatoes. So stopping with the touring and admiring of our tomatoes, let's get into the kitchen. So today I'm going to show you one of my favorite side dish, Thakkali Thokku, also known as tomato thokku, or you can also say tomato pickle. It's very common in the south of India, more so in Tamil Nadu. There are definitely different ways of making this dish, but today I am going to show you how my mom makes it. Let's start. Let me run you through what we need very quickly. So starting with the tomatoes, I've taken around 6 and I've taken the ripest ones that I have. Then we need onions. I've taken one medium small and one small. You can omit it if you want. Then we need urad dal, some chana dal, and mustard seeds. Next, going to the powders, we need salt, turmeric powder, chili powder, yes, and asafoetida or hing. Firstly, we need to boil the tomatoes, and for that we are going to slit the tomatoes at least 3 to 4 times on either sides, so it will be easier for us to peel out the skin once boiled, something like this. So the first one I'm going to show you in real time, and the rest I'll fast forward. It should be slightly deep but not very deep enough for it to like peel off. Now to boil the tomatoes, take a kadai with water, add some salt, drop in the tomatoes and close it with a lid and let it boil for about 15 to 20 minutes on a medium flame. While the tomatoes are boiling, we will slice the onions roughly, and like I said earlier, if you do not want to add onions, you could avoid it. But I like the flavor that the onions give. At the same time, I don't want it to overpower the tomatoes, so I've used one medium small and a small, and I'm going to slice it and like this. Now placing the kadai on the stove. Here I've added gingerly oil or sesame oil. Once it's hot, add in the mustard seeds, a teaspoon around. Let the mustard seeds splutter completely, after which we will add in around 2 teaspoons of urad dal, 2 full teaspoons of urad dal, and give a quick mix. After which we shall add in another 2 full teaspoons of chana dal. And mix properly and let it brown a bit before adding the onions. So that is browned and we've added the onions here, and we'll give a quick mix to let it coat properly with the oil, and we let it cook till it browns. While that is cooking, we shall check on our tomatoes, which is perfectly done. You can see it boiling and you can see the skin has parted from the tomato pulp. So we'll switch that off and we'll let it sit for some more time. And we should get back to our onions. Keep mixing till it browns completely. So now the onions are ready, nicely browned and crispy. We'll keep this aside to cool down. And now it's time for the tomato dance. Wondering what I'm talking about? Well, it's time to peel the skin out of the tomatoes, and since it's piping hot, my fingers are literally dancing with the tomatoes. Maybe a salsa dance? Anyways, a tip over here, it would be more easier if you drop these tomatoes into cold water, so when you remove it to peel off, it's easier. By the time you reach your second or third one, you basically get the hang of it. You just have to hold on to the skin from top and pull it out, and it's quite easy. But it would be easier if you drop it into cold water, because then you will not feel the heat as much as I did. Anyways, we are done. And now I'm going to chop it very roughly since it's still hot. I again would suggest you drop it back into the cold water so you will not feel the heat. So I'm roughly chopping it so it will be easier to saute in the kadai. So let's do this very fast, very roughly. Now that's ready, let's get the kadai. Into the same kadai, we will add in the chopped tomatoes, the chopped boiled tomatoes, and on medium flame, we will saute them. You do not need to add any more oil, no extra oil needed here. The kadai already has an oil coating from the onions that we sauteed. So what we do here is, we are going to mash down the tomatoes as much as we can with the spoon. So it becomes into a pulp, a mashed consistency rather. Now if you have tomato puree, or you can also do, another option is, after you boil the tomatoes and peel it, you can grind it and make a puree out of it. At this point, we are going to grind the cool down onions that we sauteed roughly. I have ground it to a coarse mixture, not very fine because I wanted to have the bite to it. And we will add it into the tomato pulp and give it a good mix. So this is how I like to do it. This is how my mom makes it, and I love it to be a mashy consistency, at the same time not a very saucy kind of a consistency. But if you like a saucy kind of consistency, like I said, you can puree the tomato. Okay, so let's season. I've added salt, turmeric powder and chili powder to taste, all of them to taste, and a bit of asafoetida also. Now chili powder depends upon the spiciness of the chili powder. Mine is quite spicy, so I have not added much, but if yours is not, you can add accordingly, or you can add as you go. Keep tasting it in between so it will not be too spicy or too less spicy. So you let this simmer till you start seeing the oil separate from the pulp, and keep giving it a mix in between so it does not get stuck to the kadai. And you can take it off from the stove at this point, or if you want to keep it for a longer time or for traveling, stir more, simmer more till it becomes thicker. Finally, my Thakkali Thokku or tomato thokku is done. It's spicy, tangy and delicious, and not to forget, very easy to prepare. This doesn't stay for very long in my house because it gets over very fast, but if you want to keep it for a longer time, or if you want to keep it for during your travels, store it in a clean airtight container and pour a teaspoon or two of gingerly oil on top so that it does not get spoiled. Also, this side dish can go with anything and everything, name it, like dosha, curd rice, lime rice, whichever you prefer, or as it is. Anyways, I hope you liked my video. I hope you will try it. Do let me know if you've liked it, tried it in the comment section. Until next time, bye bye, and please do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.